Good evening everyone, my name is Diya Bhomik. I'm a postgraduate student in botany from Bethune College, Kolkata. I've got a 3-year work experience in private tutoring in my home as well as in nearby coaching institutions. I'm also from West Bengal, Kolkata. So, the topic that you can see today, regulation of blood glucose levels in our body, the topic sounds really complex. What it is actually, we must love something named as chocolate, right? What exactly happens to that chocolate when it gets inside our body is basically what this topic is about. Let's find out. So, we learned about the hormones, insulin and glucagon, and we'll learn about the regulation or the mechanism. Okay, so we know that there is an organ named as pancreas in our body. It has got two functions. One is a duct function and one is a ductless function. Pancreas has got two functions, duct and ductless. Duct ones we are not considering at the moment because it is not what we are going to study today. Duct is basically, pancreas has got a channel or a duct, okay, through which it's pours out its secretion into the duodenum. What is the secretion? Pancreatic juice, that is a digestive enzyme. We are not considering that right now. Ductless function. Ductless is basically hormones. Pancreas secretes two kinds of hormones, insulin and glucagon, into the blood. Why does it do it? To regulate the glucose levels. Okay. So, we know this is a pancreas. We must have all come across in our textbooks that there is a specialized group of cells in pancreas. That specialized group of cells is known as IOL. What is it? Islet of Langerhans. Okay. So, this specialized group of cells in pancreas known as islet of Langerhans. They have got this group has got three kinds of cells, alpha, beta and delta. Delta is not in our syllabus at the moment in class 10, so we won't study that. We are only considering alpha and beta. Alpha secretes glucagon and beta secretes insulin. Okay. Alpha secretes glucagon and beta secretes insulin. Now, glucagon is basically, let's this out. The hormone glucagon is responsible for increasing blood sugar level. Okay? The level of glucose in your blood, it is increased by this hormone named as glucagon. Insulin hormone, however, is the exact opposite. Its mode of action or role is to decrease the blood sugar level. Both of them do this thing in order to maintain the body stability. Okay? Insulin decreases blood sugar level, glucagon increases blood sugar level. Let's look at the regulation. So, for example, suppose you have intaken a chocolate. Chocolate is basically nothing but rich in carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are basically made up of glucose molecules, and glucose molecules are the ones which we are talking about. It is the molecule which basically gives you energy. Remember that, we'll come back to it. Rich in carbs. So, rich in glucose. Now this intake, when you intake a chocolate, whatever glucose amounts that you have in your blood at the moment, after intaking a chocolate and digesting it, your blood will have excess amount of glucose. The limit which is present, more than that is it is going to have. So, excess amount of sugar or sugar level high. Excess amount of sugar. This condition basically stimulates the pancreas to secrete insulin. Because we need to lower the amount of sugar in our blood, otherwise body stability won't be, there. So, pancreas beta cells or islet of Langerhans beta cells to be specific is stimulated to release insulin hormone. Insulin has got two modes of action. One, it stimulates the body cells to take up glucose, stimulates body cells to take up glucose. Why? I told you to remember something, that glucose is basically the molecule which gives you energy. Okay, glucose is basically broken down via metabolic activities in your cell in order to release the energy currency, that is ATP, which you require. Okay, glucose is basically the fuel. In a car, when you put petrol is a fuel to the car which is going to run. So glucose is a fuel for your body. Stimulates the body cells to take up the excess glucose. Therefore, insulin does that. The excess amount of glucose which is present after intaking the glucose, after the body cells have intaken glucose, that excess amount is converted into glycogen. Insulin stimulates the excess glucose conversion to glycogen. Stimulates excess glucose to glycogen. This glycogen is stored in the liver. Why is it stored? We will come back to that again. Glycogen is stored in the liver. Okay. So this is the entire mechanism of insulin. Now comes glucagon. Now you have low blood sugar level in your body. Consider this condition. For example, you are doing exercise and you're not able to eat at the moment. So your body requires energy in order to do exercise. You're hungry. Hungry is basically your body is wanting glucose now. So you have low blood sugar. This condition gives rise. This condition is going to stimulate the pancreas. Again. Now pancreas, this time alpha cells are going to be stimulated. Alpha cells of islet of Langerhans are stimulated to release a hormone named as glucagon. This glucagon hormone has got only one mode of action. What is it? It is going to stimulate the breakdown of glycogen molecules to glucose molecules. Stimulates glycogen breakdown to glucose molecules. Glucose molecules will be released from the liver. This stimulation of this glycogen breakdown is basically happening in the liver. Okay, this is why I told you to remember why glycogen is stored in the liver. Glycogen is stored in the liver for glucagon to have its mode of action. Glucagon is going to go into the liver. It is going to stimulate the glycogen breakdown. Basically, it's like a reservoir for storing all the glucose molecules. When you require, the body is going to release it into the blood. So now when there is a requirement, that is low blood sugar level condition, glucagon stimulates glycogen breakdown in liver. Glucose molecules are going to come out into the blood. These are all glucose molecules. Glucose molecules. Glucose molecules come out into the blood, and therefore low blood sugar level is no more than high blood sugar level. Okay. So we have learned that pancreas has got two kinds of functions. Pancreas has got two kinds of functions. One is duct, one is ductless. The duct ones we are not considering at the moment. Ductless only is the main concern. Ductless has got two kinds of hormones coming out from pancreas, insulin and glucagon. In pancreas we have got a group of specialized cells known as islet of Langerhans. IOL I have mentioned. Islet of Langerhans. This group of cells has got two kinds of specialized cells, alpha and beta. The delta, the third one, we are not considering. So alpha and beta. Alpha cells secrete glucagon, beta cells secrete insulin. Okay. So we have also seen that in insulin it decreases blood sugar level. Okay. Blood sugar level is decreased, and glucagon does the exact opposite. Glucagon is going to increase blood sugar level. Very easy. Now we'll understand the regulation in the form of a diagram. I hope I'm visible. Here. Look at this. A high blood sugar level is condition. This condition, the high blood sugar level condition is present after digestion. Okay. So this is going to promote the insulin release. from where the insulin is getting released, it is going to get released from the pancreas beta cells. After the insulin has been released, it is going to stimulate the glucose uptake from the blood by the tissue cells or the body cells, and therefore the blood sugar level gets lowered. And also it has one more mode of action, that is it stimulates the glycogen formation, that is excess glucose which is not used up by the tissue cells anymore. That glucose is converted into glycogen and stored in the liver for future purposes. Now you have another condition, that is low blood sugar level. This is going to promote the glucagon release from the alpha cells of IOL or islet of Langerhans from pancreas, and glucagon gets released, which does the work of stimulating glycogen breakdown. Glycogen is stored in liver, glycogen breaks down to form glucose, glucose is released into the blood, and therefore the blood sugar level raises. Okay. Now there is a model, a small model. I hope I'm visible. This is a glycogen molecule. Why am I calling it so? Look at these beads. You can consider these beads, each of them as a glucose molecule. Each of these beads are joined with one another with glycosidic bond. 55,000 or approximately 55,000 glucose molecules are joined together to form one glycogen molecule. And these glycogen molecules, or the chains of glucose molecules, are stored in the liver. Okay, this is the model for you to have a better understanding. These are chains of glucose molecules. Okay. Now there is a very simple trick to remember this regulation. L, G, H, I, L. Okay. L is basically low blood sugar level. Now low blood sugar level promotes the release of glucagon hormone. Glucagon hormone is released. Glucagon hormone, when it is released, it is going to stimulate the glycogen breakdown, and therefore it is going to raise the blood sugar level or high blood sugar level. High blood sugar level is going to stimulate the release of insulin hormone. These hormones are all released from pancreas. Now insulin hormone is basically going to lower the blood sugar level again. Which is basically the first condition that we had started with. So it's kind of like a cycle. Okay. So L is for low blood sugar level. Both of these are for low blood sugar levels. And GHI. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So GHI. Remember these three words, remember these three letters from the alphabets, and just put one L on both the sides. Okay. So low blood sugar level stimulates glucagon release from pancreas. Glucagon, what does it do? It raises the blood sugar level. After the blood sugar level is risen, it is going to stimulate the production of insulin again. Insulin is going to lower the blood sugar level, and this cycle is going to continue. Okay. So this is it for today. I hope I'm completely clear about what I tried to convey in today's lecture. Please kindly do go through this regulation subtopic, because it is really important for your exams, as well as the roles of insulin and glucagon. In the next class I'm going to teach about thyroid and its mode of the thyroxine hormone mode of actions, and also a little bit about the conditions which are arising due to hypo and hypersecretion of insulin. So that is it for today. I hope I was able to convey the lecture quite clearly. If you have any doubts or any kind of questions that you want to ask, please jot it down in your notebooks. We are going to take it up in the next class as the first thing. So thank you so much. Have a nice day.